Hi, I'm Aishwarya Venkatesh. In the previous video, we saw Farm Bill 2020 from the point of view of government. I said that there was another interesting side to it. We will look at it in this video. The three bills contained in Farm Bill 2020 was passed in Lok Sabha on 17 September 2020. It was placed before Rajya Sabha on 20th September 2020. Let me explain the series of events that happened on that day in Rajya Sabha. At the beginning of the meeting, Chairman of Rajya Sabha, Mr. Venkaiah Naidu, was on the chair. He took voice note for the passing of Farm Bills 2020. In voice note, the members communicate their agreement or disagreement orally. The speaker says, those in favor of the motion say aye, and those opposing it say no. According to the voices heard, the speaker decides whether the bill is accepted or negated by the House. For example, if the speaker thinks that the ayes were prominent, then he says, the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the bill is passed. During the voice note held in Rajya Sabha on 20th September 2020, no superseded aye, and the opposition party demanded that the bills be sent to Select Committee. The members of Select Committee was decided by the House, and once the Select Committee started their take on the bills, Deputy Chairman of Rajya Sabha, Harivansh Narayan Singh, took the chair. Later, he sought the members' nod to extend the time of sitting of the House beyond 1 p.m. until the passage of bill. But the opposition members demanded that the House be adjourned as per the scheduled time. But Harivansh Narayan Singh continued with the proceedings of the House. At this point of time, the opposition members started protesting against his decision. When the deputy chairman did not accept their demand, some of the opposition members came to the well of the House and began snatching and throwing away papers from the tables. They also broke the mic that was fixed on the table of the speaker. Also, they tore the rule book that was placed on the table. Finally, the House marshals had to come to rescue the presiding officer from such violent behaviors. Take a look at it.
For consideration of the bills. No, you cannot do this. No, you cannot do this. Please go back to your seat. Please go back to your seat. This is the rule. What are you doing? What are you doing to Parliament? What are you doing to Parliament? What are you doing to Parliament? Sir, no paper.
Due to this whole mess, the House was adjourned for 15 minutes. After the House resumed at 1:40 p.m., the Deputy Chairman refused the reference of the bills to Select Committee. Due to this, the opposition members started surrounding the well of the House and started sloganeering. Amidst the huge uproar, the Rajya Sabha took up the first bill, Farmers' Trade, Produce and Commerce Bill, and it was passed through voice vote. As soon as that was passed, the second bill, Farmers' Empowerment and Protection Bill, was also passed. Take a look.
कृपया आग्रह है कि अपनी सीट पर जाएं। आप वेल में रहते हैं, वोटिंग मांगते हैं, जो संभव नहीं है। अगर अपनी सीट पर जाएं तो आप जो डिमांड करते हैं हम लोग कर सकते हैं। आप जाएं प्लीज सीट पर। मोशन मूव दैट द बिल बी पास। द क्वेश्चन इज दैट द बिल बी पास। Those in favor will please raise their hands and say aye. Those against will please raise their hands and say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. The bill is passed. Those in favor will please raise their hands and say aye. Those against will please raise their hands and say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. The bill is passed. The bill is passed. The House stands adjourned till 9 a.m. on Monday, the 21st September 2020.
More importantly, the parties which opposed the bill included AIADMK and Shiromani Akali Dal, which were a part of BJP-led National Democratic Alliance. On 21st September, Chairman of Rajya Sabha, Mr. Venkaiah Naidu, started the session by giving remarks on the huge ruckus that happened the previous day. Later, he went on to suspend 8 members. Minister of State for Parliamentary Affairs, V. Muralidharan, moved on resolution for suspending these 8 members. Let me just see and tell you how the resolution went on that day by V. Muralidharan. He stated that Shri Derek O'Brien, Shri Sanjay Singh, Shri Rajiv Satav, Shri K.K. Ragesh, Shri Syed Nasir Hussain, Shri Ripun Bora, Ms. Dola Sen, Shri Ilamaram Karim are suspended from the services of the House for a period of remaining part of the current session for their unruly behavior and their gross disorderly conduct in the violation of the rules and etiquettes of Rajya Sabha, thereby bringing disrepute to this House and causing insult to the office of Honorable Deputy Chairman yesterday. That is 20th September 2020. We saw in the resolution that the 8 members were suspended for the remaining part of the current session. Each year, Parliament conducts 3 sessions. Budget session, which extends from Jan or February to May. Monsoon session, which extends from July to August to September. Winter session, which extends from November to December. Which means these 8 MPs were suspended for the remaining part of monsoon session, that is till 30th September 2020. After the suspension, they started their dharna inside the Parliament complex. They protested against the move that was taken against them. Also, 15 opposition parties wrote to President Ramnath Kovind to withhold his assent to these 2 farm bills that were passed in Rajya Sabha. When these were happening on one side, the other side of resistance came from farmers. Farmers across the country were protesting. The protest was hefty and vigorous in Punjab and Haryana. Shiromani Akali Dal party members met the President Ramnath Kovind to request him not to give his nod to these farm bills and send it back to the Parliament. Prime Minister Narendra Modi replied to all these resistance stating that these farm bills were the need for 21st century. He also referred to these passage of bills as a watershed moment in the history of agriculture, that is, a dramatic change that would lead to huge difference in practice. He reassured that the minimum selling price provision is not going anywhere. To please the farmers, the centre hiked the MSP of 6 rabi crops by up to 6%. On 22nd September 2020, the third bill, Essential Commodities Bill, was passed in Rajya Sabha amongst all the backfires. Also, the 8 suspended members called off their dharna, stating that they had to join the opposition in boycotting the rest of the monsoon session. On 23rd September 2020, 5 opposition leaders were allowed to meet the president at 5 p.m. to express their despair. On 24th September 2020, Ramnath Kovind gave his assent to these 3 farm bills, and the legislation came into force immediately. On 26 September 2020, Shiromani Akali Dal announced its separation from BJP-led National Democratic Alliance. On 28 September 2020, group of persons set a tractor on fire at 7:30 am near India Gate, Delhi, showing their antagonism towards the bill being turned into legislation. They claimed themselves to be the members of Youth Congress Punjab. So many events have happened in just a matter of few days. All these would surely raise some basic questions in all of our minds. What is the problem with the bill? Who is justifiable? Ruling party or opposition party? Why did the protest predominantly happen in Punjab and Haryana? We'll check out the interesting answers and the conclusion for this farm bill in our next video. Until then, take care and stay safe.